In the standard creator economy, management agencies promise to handle the business logistics. The creator produces the content, the agency handles the chatting and marketing, and the revenue is split between them. But because this industry is largely unregulated, there are no checks on who actually holds the digital keys. Whoever has the login credentials and the two-factor authentication codes effectively owns the account. This lack of oversight has paved the way for luxury content mansions to appear in affluent neighborhoods, including a multi-million-dollar rental in Bellevue, Washington. These properties create a physical environment where digital work is entirely centralized, creating a specific set of vulnerabilities for the women living inside. In 2024, a 21-year-old former high school basketball star named NIKITA TYUKALU established a management presence in Bellevue under the name Lux Allure. The recruitment pitch focused on financial independence. TYUKALU promised young women up to $18,000 a month for mild, non-explicit modeling, often just bikinis or leisure wear. But life at the mansion was far from professional. Neighbors reported constant 4 a.m. parties and erratic behavior, leading to over 100 police visits in just a few months. Online, the warnings were even more explicit. On Reddit, former associates and models posted threads identifying TYUKALU as a violent scammer who refused to pay his staff. For the creators who ignored the warnings and moved in, the transition began the moment they handed over their digital autonomy. The first step was digital seizure. TYUKALU and his enforcers immediately confiscated the women's OnlyFans and Chatterbait passwords, locking them out of the very profiles that bore their names. This diagram shows the rerouting of the revenue stream. By changing the bank routing information, the syndicate severed the money from the creators, redirecting every dollar into their central vault. While the syndicate accumulated thousands, the women were given a fractional monthly allowance. Those who hid direct tips from subscribers were allegedly beaten until the money was surrendered. With the creators locked out of their accounts and finances, the syndicate used their existing content as leverage. They were blackmailed and coerced into producing increasingly explicit pornography. In this digital environment, controlling a password and a routing number provides the same level of leverage as a physical passport. The content mill was an industrial operation. Whiteboards dictated content schedules, and the women were forced to work up to 20-hour shifts managing digital chat rooms. To maintain this pace, TYUKALU used chemical control. He fed the victims prescription Adderall to keep them awake for days at a time. He was supported by a street-level enforcement arm. Associates like Corey Kohner and Rami maintained physical dominance over the properties and the people inside them. Charging documents describe horrific physical abuse used to break the victims' wills, including hair pulling, strangulation, and even forcing one woman to live inside a small cabinet. Violence was often psychological. TYUKALU allegedly held firearms to the women's heads and forced them to crawl naked across the floor while he cocked the weapon. The digital content being consumed by fans was produced under a system of armed intimidation and physical torture. The operation collapsed after TYUKALU targeted a dissenting victim. He confiscated her belongings, donated them to Goodwill, and dumped her by a Safeway dumpster wearing only a t-shirt and shorts. She walked into a police station and provided the testimony that finally allowed investigators to move against the mansion. During the raid on the Bellevue properties, police recovered 300 cell phones and 50 laptops, the physical infrastructure used to manage the digital mill. NIKITA TYUKALU was charged with leading organized crime and human trafficking. He is currently held on $5 million bail. If released, his conditions include a total ban on social media and the mandatory installation of tracking software, acknowledging that his primary tool for exploitation was the internet itself. The Bellevue case highlights the specific patterns used by predatory digital managers to trap creators. First, password control. Demanding total control of your login credentials means they own your identity. Second, financial routing. If money flows through the agency instead of your bank account, you cannot verify earnings. Third, housing control. Living in agency-managed property traps you. When an agency holds the passwords, the bank accounts, and the physical home, the relationship is no longer a partnership. It is a form of digital imprisonment.